ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामह्यं ददाति सपदान्तिकं आददानशरणं दन्तरिदं याचे पुनः पुनः श्रीमद्रूपपदाम्बोजधूलिस्यां जन्मजन्मनि सर्वतमस्मृते गुरुपाद पद्म नितला प्रैष्ठ जगद्गुरु श्री श्रीमद भक्तिदांत नारायण गुरु महाराज जी के अभय चरणारविंदों में अनंत कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम अर्पण करता हूँ। तिरंडी स्वामी श्री श्रीमद भक्तिदांत दंडी महाराज नाम निष्ठ संत श्री अनिरुद्धदास प्रभु जी और समस्त वैष्णव के चरणों में मैं मेरा यथाज्ञ दंडवत प्रणाम अर्पण करता हूँ और उनकी कृपा की प्रार्थना करता हूँ। सो वी आर डिस्कसिंग श्री माधुर्य कादम्बिनी। We are on page number 109, starting first paragraph. Uttama bhakti is of three types: sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, and prema bhakti. Here there is another matter worth considering. According to the philosophy of Sankhya, during an activity, the ingredient cause, upadan karan, abandons its previous condition and transforms into its effect. By the way of analogy, when milk, the ingredient cause, transforms into yogurt, it abandons its previous state. One can no longer find milk in that yogurt. Now, this is also the same thing.
Sorry, Manju. Volume is a bit low.
Volume is low. Shiram yathadati vikara vishesha yogat sanjayate ne tatha pratagasti hetu Yashambudam tatha samapayiti karyat govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. Just like the milk, Lord Krishna is compared to the milk and Lord Shiva is compared to the yogurt. So, origin is the milk. Milk is the ingredient cause. So, it abandons its previous state. One can no longer find milk in the yogurt. The following question may then be raised. By the use of transformation here, are we to consider that this phenomena occurs in bhakti also? In other words, bhava bhakti, rati, transforms into prema bhakti. So first you see that sadhana bhakti, there is bhava bhakti and prema bhakti. But basically, bhakti means, what is the definition of bhakti? Bhakti seva bhagavato muktistat paralandanam ko mudho dasadam prapya prabhavam padam icchati. The bhakti means to serve the Sri Krishna, and mukti means not to serve Sri Krishna. Understand? So, by the use of the word transformation here, we consider, are we to consider that this phenomena occurs in bhakti also? In other words, when bhava bhakti rati transforms to prem bhakti, does bhava bhakti cease to exist? So, that is not the case. Actually, bhava bhakti matures into prema bhakti. But within prema bhakti, bhava bhakti is also there, shraddha is also there, nishtha is also there, ruchi is also there, asakti also there, prema is also there. Example is given. If there is $100 bill, within the $100 bill there is $1, $5 bill, $10 bill, $20 bill, $50 bill, all the bills are in $100 bill. So like that, in prema bhakti, all the previous stages are also there. Understand? All the previous stages are also there. So when prema bhakti transforms into sneha, does the stage of the characteristics of prema bhakti disappear? When sneha transforms into pranaya, do the previous qualities of sneha cease to exist? So sneha is the next stage after prema. Prema, sneha, man, pranaya, rag, anurag, bhav, mahabhav, like this. So when prem becomes sneha, prem doesn't cease to exist. It has only matured further. It has even become sweeter. And then when it becomes sneha, even sweeter. So in response to his doubt, Srila Rupa Goswami states that this principle does not hold true for bhakti. Rati is the special function of Krishna's Vladini Shakti. So we know that Krishna has three potencies: Vladini Shakti, pleasure potency; Samvit Shakti, knowledge potency; and Sandhini Shakti, the existential potency, by which he manifests the Vaikuntha Dham and other Dhamas. So by the power of Sri Krishna's inconceivable potency, Achintya Shakti, Rati progresses to its higher stages without abandoning its previous stage. So there is no question of abandoning its previous stage. It only progresses further. Just as example is given, a woman is pregnant. The woman is pregnant, she is 1 month pregnant. So when her second month begins doesn't mean that the first month baby is gone. No. The same baby is now maturing, transforming and developing. Eyes, ears, nose are forming. So in the 9 month of pregnancy, the baby is completely formed and then baby comes out in the 9 month. So just like successive stages of the fetus, like this bhakti is also successively growing. But it doesn't mean that previous stages are absent in the later stages. Previous stages are also present in the later stages. Just as sadhan bhakti is comprised of Shravan, Kirtan and other limbs of devotion. Now sadhan bhakti is main is Shravanam. Shravanam is very, very important. Shrunu. You should always try to hear Harikatha attentively. Then also Kirtan. After if you have heard properly, you can do Kirtan. If you have not even heard properly, how can you do Kirtan? And other devotions. So those same limbs exist in Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti as well. Bhava Bhakti also you have to follow practice Shravanam, Kirtanam like this. And Prema Bhakti also you have to practice that. Similarly, Bhava Bhakti transforms into Prema Bhakti without abandoning its previous stage. The Bhava Bhakti transforms into Prema Bhakti without abandoning its previous stage. This Prema Bhakti is the crest jewel of all spiritual achievements. Mahaprabhu also told, Prema Purusha, Prema Purushottam. So, topmost Purushartha, the goal of life is to get Krishna Prema Bhakti. That is that which is valuable or desirable artha for the soul. The word artha means something that is desirable for the living entities. So it is called Purushartha. Purusha means, generally Purusha means male, but Purusha also means male and female all combined together, all the living entities. So in this world, although the jivas have different objects of desire, for everyone the common root is the desire for happiness or bliss. So everyone has a different desires, but everyone has a common factor that they want happiness by fulfilling their desires. Ultimate aim and object is always happiness, bliss. But the means are different. People have different desires, and when that desire is satisfied, they get happiness. So bhakti, the special function of Sri Bhagavan's Ladini Shakti, drowns the jivas in an ocean of nectarous bliss. So by bhakti, what is bhakti? The bhakti is described as the special function of Bhagavan's pleasure-giving potency, Ladini Shakti. And what does this bhakti do? It drowns the jivas in an ocean of nectarous bliss. In contrast with bhakti, even the happiness of merging with Brahma, Brahmananda is considered exceedingly insignificant. Not to speak of material happiness and comforts or the happiness of the heavenly planets. So happiness one receives in heavenly planets, it cannot be compared with the happiness of bhakti. Even the happiness of impersonal liberation, merging in the Brahma, is also nothing compared to the happiness that bhakti bestows upon the living entity. So, bhakti bestows so much more happiness than all the sense gratification in the material world. Like Bhagwan, his great pleasure potency, Bhakti Devi, who originates from his Swarupa, is all pervading. Like Bhagwan is all pervading, so his Bhakti Devi is also all pervading. Anyone can perform Hari Bhajan anywhere, at any time, and in any condition. Wow. Now, this is a great assurance actually. Hari Bhajan can be performed anywhere. Because you see that many times people are living in, say, cities which are pervaded with so much ignorance. Like suppose you are in downtown Brooklyn or Bronx, Harlem, all these areas, sometimes in Johannesburg. So you see that people are drunk, get mugged you can get mugged any time, understand? It's all in ignorance. But there also you can perform bhakti. I think you can perform more bhakti in Bronx, Harlem and Johannesburg than even in Vrindavan because you will be always praying to Krishna that, oh Krishna, let me not be mugged. Oh Krishna, let me not be mugged. So basically, so much remembrance will be there, understand? Remember that when your life is in danger, threatened, you remember Krishna even more intense. So life-threatening situations are even more beneficial for bhakti. Understand? Because when we were in South Africa, we saw they sold us gold mines from very far away. And they said that they dig like 4 miles, 5 miles under the ground to get the gold. Call them gold diggers. This mining. Most of the gold comes from South Africa and some Kenya and all those South African countries. So I said they must be remembering Krishna all the time because going 5 miles under the ground is so scary, understand? So scary out there. And I saw some people who are actually painting the walls on high skyscrapers. And they said we get drunk. We are fully drunk when we are painting. He said, if you don't drink, there will be fear of falling. The moment we get drunk, we have no fear of falling, he said. Obviously, there is a security belt, but they are drunk. Some people told me like that. So basically, more the fear, the more the Bhagwan, one will remember Bhagwan. In distress, the devotee will remember Bhagwan more. Understand? Because in life-threatening situation, even more remembrance will come. Understand? So Golok and other dhamas, like Shri Bhagwan, Bhakti has the quality of being able to control everyone. Bhagwan controls everyone. He is called Ishvara. Ishvara means he is the supreme controller. Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Sachit Ananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Sachit Ananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So Krishna is the supreme controller, so Bhakti is also the supreme controller. She can control everyone. But Bhakti can control even Krishna and Radha and all, both of them. Means Krishna will make Radharani dance, Radharani will make Krishna dance. But Prema will make both Radha and Krishna dance. Bhakti is Prema. And Bhakti can control even Radha and Krishna. Not to speak of others, even liberated souls are attracted by her quality of extraordinary affection. Begin to perform Hari Bhajan. Now there are some persons who are actually liberated, like 4 Kumaras. They have nothing to do with this material world. They are completely liberated personalities. But you see, they are also attracted to the quality of bhakti. They are also attracted to the quality of extraordinary affection of bhakti. And they began to perform Hari Bhajan. Srila Siddhar Swami has written commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. And in that commentary he wrote, Mukta pi lidaya vigraham krutva bhagavantam bhajate. Even a liberated soul is attracted to the pastimes of Krishna. Attaining a spiritual form, he enters the pastimes of Bhagavan to render service to him. So being attracted to the pastimes of Krishna, the liberated persons, they get a spiritual form. See, once your material body is gone, your gross body and subtle body, you definitely need a spiritual body to serve Krishna. So the liberated persons accept a spiritual body and they enter into the pastime of Sri Krishna to render service there. So previously it has been said that without the help of Bhakti Devi, Karma, Jnana, Yoga, Tapasya and so forth, cannot bestow the fruits of their practice. So you see that Jnana or Karma on its own cannot bestow the results. But Karma should be mixed with Bhakti. Jnana should be mixed with Bhakti. Yoga should be mixed with Bhakti. Tapasya means austerities should be mixed with Bhakti. Then only they can bestow some result. Therefore, by comparing bhakti with all other practices, sadhana, and their respective goals, sadhya, bhakti's supreme excellence, independence, self-manifesting nature, and so on have been established. So you cannot compare bhakti with the karma, jnana, yoga, and other things. Bhakti is supremely excellent in them. Now, Srila Vishwanath Thakur is stating that bhakti is an ocean of all good qualities. Bhakti is an ocean of all good qualities. Now, the verse will also come. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarver gunastatra samasate sura harava bhaktasya kuto mahadguna manorathena sati dhavato bhayi. Manorathena sati dhavato bhayi. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana. One who has bhakti, all the good qualities are manifest in that person. So here is said that bhakti is an ocean of all good qualities, and he has described some of the glories of the intrinsic nature, swarupa of bhakti. At the beginning of his instructions to Shri Rupa Goswami, Sriman Mahaprabhu says, Para para shunya gavir bhakti rasa sindhu tomaye chakhaite tarak kahi ekabindu. The ocean of bhakti rasa is without shore and extremely deep. It's a shoreless, boundless, deep ocean. It's an ocean of rasa, nectar. And to give you a taste of one drop from that ocean. Now what actually Mahaprabhu is doing is actually giving one drop of that bhakti. Only just one drop of that ocean of bhakti. I am describing some of it. So one with mature intelligence is inclined towards bhakti. Now 6b, we are on page number 111. So he said that if we say that a person retains any inclination towards processes other than bhakti, then we should understand that his intelligence has not fully matured. Now basically we are supposed to give up all these things, karma, jnana, pursuit of karma, jnana, yoga, impersonal liberation, advent to the heavenly planets, becoming the king on the earth. All these endeavors should be shut. Only practice bhakti. Don't aspire for karma, jnana, yoga, tapasya and all that stuff. Shastra states, even for a non-human or foolish animal, there is no one who does not perform loving devotional service to Shri Bhagavan. Actually, generally speaking, animals don't perform devotional service to Bhagavan. But not all animals. Foolish animals only don't perform bhakti to Krishna. But many times you see that elephants in a temple, or they are doing some seva, carrying the Lord on the back. So they cannot be called foolish animals. Understand? They are also elevated animals, and they can do puja. They are actually engaging in puja, this, that, So they also are intelligent. Understand? Like this, I was saying that, like for example, there are some intelligent animals actually, elephants and all. One temple in South India also, one crocodile also, only taking Mahaprasad, not eating fish and other things. Understand? So not taking fish and other things, they are only taking prasadam. So any living entity can practice bhakti. This bhakti is so powerful. So now let us. Shastra says, except for a non-human or foolish animal, there is no one who does not perform loving devotional service to Shri Bhagavan. Understand? And these and various other scripture statements evidence a living entity's degradation even after attaining human birth. So you see that many people have achieved a human form of life, but they refuse to perform devotional service to Krishna. Now this is very bad. Actually, they are two-legged animal. You have got a human form of life, but you don't want to serve Krishna. What is nonsense? Understand? This most elevated, most advanced form of life is only meant to serve Sri Krishna. Understand? So, for example, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he started one school called Bhakti Vinod Institute in Navadvip. And he said, I want to give holidays on Panchami, because on Panchami day, Saraswati, goddess of pure learning, Shuddha Saraswati was born. Shuddha Saraswati is Bhakti only. And also on the 11th day is Madhav Titi. She is the mother of devotion. So he said, I want to give holidays not on Sundays, because Sundays are mainly the Christians, they actually pray on Sunday, actually. Understand? Christians. And that's why India, the Sunday is a holiday. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur for his school wanted to give holiday on Ekadashi, because Ekadashi is Bhakti, we are fasting. Understand? Now, let us try to understand. Actually, we are not trying to criticize any religion. Like recently in one television debate, when Indian spoke for BJP, he spoke something against Muhammad. Understand? And then there was so much backlash and riots in India. Understand? Actually, there is no question of speaking on any religious leader for us. Because how does it matter to us? There are different religious people. Our Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj or our Gurudev, he never criticized any particular religious leader. They actually simply preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy. Understand? So we don't want to, like Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, for example, he says, all the great acharyas like Ramanuja, Madhva, Chaitanya, Saraswati, Thakur, or even in other countries, Muhammad, Christ and others have all extensively glorified the Lord by chanting always and in every place. Now see, he's calling Muhammad an Acharya. Understand? He's calling Jesus Christ an Acharya. Understand? Not ordinary thing. So it means that how we criticize Muhammad. Understand? Not possible. Even Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj says, even those who are constantly engaged in sinful acts are all corrigible to the standard of perfect human beings if they take shelter of the devotees of the Lord. Jesus Christ and Muhammad, two powerful devotees of the Lord, have done tremendous service on behalf of the Lord on the surface of the globe. And on from the version of Srila Shukdev Goswami, it appears that instead of running a godless civilization in the present context of the world situation, if the leadership of the world affairs is entrusted to the devotees of the Lord, for which a worldwide organization under the name and style of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness has already been started, then by the grace of the Almighty Lord, there can be a thorough change of heart in human beings all over the world, because the devotees of the Lord are able authorities to effect such a change by purifying the dust on minds of the people in general. Wow, a very long sentence. Understand? But here, basically, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj is not criticizing Muhammad or Jesus. He says again and again, is telling. In the West, for example, Lord Jesus Christ spread the same message. Similarly, Lord Buddha and Muhammad. No one advises us to make our permanent settlement here in this material world. So basically, this is what it is. No religion, whether it is Christian or Islam or Hindu or whatever religion it is, no one said that this is a place full of happiness. It's also a place full of misery. Understand? So, if people read these books of Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, so many trouble can be avoided. Understand? Criticizing acharyas of other religions is not a very good idea. Understand? Problems may come. So, in the glories of bhakti are extremely astonishing and matchless. Then it is indeed appropriate for all the jivas to make attaining bhakti the sole purpose of their life. Therefore, if attaining bhakti is not a jiva's goal, it is certain that he has not carefully pondered any bona fide scripture. Understand? If glories of bhakti are astonishing, matchless, then why not every living entity practices bhakti? They don't practice bhakti because they have not read the scriptures properly. Understand? They have not read the scriptures properly. Understand? Actually, today I heard a story that there was actually one devotee of Lord Madan Mohan. He was a Muslim. His name was Kale Khan. Kale Khan. What happened that he went to Karauli where the Radha Madan Mohan deity of Sanatana Goswami is situated. So once he asked, so many Hindus were entering a temple. So a Muslim man, Kale Khan, he asked them, what are you going inside? What you are seeing? What you are singing and dancing inside? What is that? Who is inside? And they said, your Allah is there with hands and legs. He said, your Allah in the mosque has no hands and legs, but our Allah in the temple has hands and legs. Oh, I want to see that Allah. So that Muslim man, he came to the temple and he went to the temple, and then in India they give Charanamrut, Charanamrut. Generally you take a sip of Charanamrut and on your palm and you sip it like this and then wash your hands. No need to wash hands, just rub it on your head because Charanamrut is obviously pure. But he was a Muslim man, the first time he has come to a temple, so they gave him Charanamrut on his hand, little water, and he just rubbed out in his hand. He didn't drink it. And the Hindus realized this is a Muslim man who has entered into the temple. They bashed him, boom, 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 like this. They really beat him badly. Then he became angry. He went out of the temple and he told Madan Mohan that someone told me Allah is inside, so I came to see you. And what has happened? People beat me to pulp. So I am not going to have any prasadam, any food, till you give me darshan. I'll die but not take food. Because I came to see you inside, but they instead beat me and could not have your darshan. So I could not have proper darshan because people started beating me. So then he went to the forest and he started fasting. And then Lord Madan Mohan felt compassion. As a cowherd boy, he came and he gave some food, personally fed him by his hand and said, yes, I am Madan Mohan. So like this. So what I am saying is that God is not formless, he is very merciful. Bhakti is merciful and Bhagavan is also very merciful. So, for this reason it is said that such jivas lack the power of discrimination. It should be understood that they are not yet on the human platform. In other words, despite possessing a human form, a human-like form, they actually have the nature of animals. They have the nature of animals. Understand? This is not simply the author's personal opinion. He is establishing the statement on the basis of scriptural evidence. Puman virajyet vina pashunat. Now, this is a very, very important verse. Those who don't hear Harikatha, don't practice Bhakti of Sri Krishna, they are compared to the animals who are killing themselves. They are committing suicide. So, this is a very, very important verse. We can, Swami Maharaj again and again quote this. Nivruttatarshay rupageyamanat bhau shadai shotramano viramat kauttama shloka gunanuvadat vina puman virajyetna vina pashugna. This is actually verse number 10.1.4. 10 canto, first chapter, 4th verse. Nivritta Tarshek Upagiyamana. So, glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in Parampara system. That is conveyed from spiritual master to disciple. Understand? So, we are glorifying Krishna, but not independently. Or we are glorifying under the guidance of the disciplic succession, especially our spiritual master. Nivritta Tarshair Upagiyamana. It's told that Upagiyamana. Nivritta Tarshair Upagiyamana Bhau Shada Shotra Manovirama. Guruji is telling here that those who are not hearing this Rasa Lila of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, means 10th canto in general and Rasa Lila in particular, they are Pashugna. What it means Pashugna? They are self-killer. See, if they are not hearing, they are killing others and also themselves. Nivritta Tarshir Upagiyamana. Nivritta Tarshir means those persons who are Nivritta Tarshir have no thirst for material enjoyment. Even the persons who have no thirst for material enjoyment, they are liberated souls. They speak about the pastimes of Krishna, and their speaking of these pastimes is Bhavaushadi, the cure for the contamination of material existence. So you see that those who have no material desire for material enjoyment, such liberated persons, they start glorifying Krishna's sweet pastimes. And when we hear these sweet pastimes, the hearing of such sweet pastimes is actually the cure for material contamination. It is like a medicine. Ka uttama shloka gudaluvada. What kind of person will not listen to the 10 canto of Srimad Bhagavatam? Only a very cruel person who would like to kill himself and others. A person who is not listening to the 10 canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is invariably killing himself. So here it is told that those who are vishayis, full of lust, those who are liberated, those who are kanishtha, madhyam and uttam bhaktas, those who in the stage of shuddha sattva or bhava bhakti, and even those who have received prema, they should all hear the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10 canto. Means whether you are vishay, full of lust, no harm, listen to Srimad Bhagavatam, 10 canto. Okay, you are kanishtha adhikari, no harm, listen to 10 canto. Madhyam adhikari, uttam shlok, uttam bhaktas, you have shuddha bhakti, bhava bhakti. Even if you have prema bhakti in your heart, you must listen to Srimad Bhagavatam. Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is sacrosanct for all the stages of devotees. So if they are not hearing, they are killing themselves and others. What more shall be clear? Everything is clear. So here it is told that. So you see, we must try to hear these sweet pastimes of Krishna from Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures. If you don't hear these pastimes, you are killing yourself, committing suicide. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 3rd chapter, 18 and 19 verse, 2.3.18 and 19. Those who are not doing bhajan of Sri Krishna, they are dull and animalistic. Very nice verses there. Tarva kim na jivanti, bhasra kim na shasantyuta, na khadanti na mehanti, kim gami prasavo apare, chadvid varahosta khara samtadai pashu, nayatra karma akarna pathopeto jatu namagada grajam. It is told that the purport of these verses is that those who have obtained a human form in this world and who do not perform Hari Bhajan have simply wasted their life. Those who don't perform human, despite receiving the human form of life, those who don't do bhajan, they have simply wasted human form of life. A tree lives for many scores of years, but if longevity is the mark of a successful life, then trees are significantly superior to human. The trees live much longer than human beings. Understand? So to this, some may argue that although a tree lives down, it cannot breathe like a human. A tree is not breathing like a human being. In answer, it may be said that if inhaling and exhaling is the measure of a successful life, then the bellows of a blacksmith are superior to a human. As they can breathe in and out more than humans. So if one then comments that bellows cannot compare to humans eating or meeting, then in response it is asked, do village animals like cows, buffaloes, goats, dogs, pigs, donkeys and camels not eat and mate? Yes, they do eat and they procreate. They reproduce, they mate also. It can thus be concluded that the success of human life lies only in performing Hari Bhajan. If you are doing Hari Bhajan, then only your life is successful. Which is not possible for those in other species of life. So, human life is very, very rare. In his commentary, Srila Jiva Goswami, while explaining the Pashambo Apare portion of the above words, he has written, Tamapi Narakaram Pashum Matsyaha Apareti. It is to be understood that humans averse to Hari Bhajan are actually human-like animals. This is indicated by the use apare. You must do bhajan. Hari Bol. So in his commentary, Srila Jiva Goswami, while explaining the Pashava Apare portion of the above verse, has written, Tamapi Narakanam Pashum Matvaha Aparait. It is to be understood that humans averse to Hari Bhajan are actually human like animals. This is indicated by the use of the word apare. Some say that in this world there are those who are so here Hari Bhajan is compulsory. We must try to do Hari Bhajan. Don't spend time in ideas, topics or activities. All the time remember Krishna. Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, remembering Vishnu all the time. Smartavya Sadhanam Vishnu, Na Vismartavya Jatuja, Sarva Vidinesha Etasya Kinkara. Some say that in this world there are those who are averse to Hari Bhajan, but who are worthless, who are nonetheless scholars or heads of nations and praised widely. Can we not regard at least such individuals as humans? In order to do this, it is said that those who are averse to Hari Bhajan and who have never heard the name of Bhagavan are like dogs that bark uselessly. Camels that eat thorns, hogs that devour stool, hogs that devour stool, donkeys that bear a heavy load by a she donkey. Such persons, despite being glorified by others, who are also averse to Hari Bhajan, should be understood to be animals. So basically, we should not be envious of anyone and we should try to render devotional service to Krishna. Yeah? So we'll stop here today. Page number 113 and we'll begin next time. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hari Hare.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Ananga Mohan Prabhu. Jai please. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Shri Guru Gauranga Darika Giridhari Radha Vinoda Bihari Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnu Parastotra Shata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Vishnu Devi Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnu Parastotra Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Dandi Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnu Parastotra Shata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnu Parastotra Shata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Om Vishnu Parastotra Shata Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Om Vishnu Parastotra Shata Shishimad Bhakti Pragan Keshava Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Om Vishnu Parastotra Shata Shishira Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Parama Bhagava Pravara Shishira Gauri Kusodas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Shira Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Vaishnava Sarvabhoma Shri Shira Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Gaudiya Vedanta Acharya Shri Shira Baladev Vidya Bhushan Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Narottam Srinivas Shyamanand Prabhu Thai Ki Jai. Shri Krishna Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhat Raghunath Jiva Gopal Bhat Das Raghunath Sat Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Swarup Damodar Raman Dadari Shri Gaura Prasad Vindik Ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Radha Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Sako Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shantadvip Mayapur Mandrip Godum Deep Madhadip Koladip Ritu Deep Janudip Modra Drundip Rudati Patmakar Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Go Govardhan Dwadash Vanadmaka Shri Vajamanda Ki Jai. Shri Radhakun Shamakun Ganga Yamuna Tulasi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Srimati Vinda Devi Ki Jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya Ki Jai. Shri Gopi Shivar Mahadev Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Jeev Ki Jai. Shri Sheta Mandal Ki Jai. Sarva Vigna Vinashkar Shri Nrsimhadev Ki Jai. Bhakti Pravar Shri Prahalad Maharaj Ki Jai. Char Dham Ki Jai. Char Sampradaya Ki Jai. Char Acharya Ki Jai. Char Akar Maharaj Shri Chaitanya Mat Ki Jai. Shri Shri Keshaviji Gaudiya Mat. Ota Saka Mat Sama Ki Jai. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद यूर कदम्बिनी की जय, श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, सामगात भक्त वृंद की, श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंद, हरि हरि बोल.
Thank you, Ananga Mohan Prabhu, for that. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining today, and we'll see you all again on Friday. Hare Krishna. Vanshakapatarubhyascha kripa